Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Paradigm Shift. We are in conversation with Chandni Nebhnani, founder of Vision Heroes. Hi, Chandni. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody.
So today being Louis Braille's birthday, we decided that Chandni, who is the founder of Vision Heroes, we must mark this day, and we must bring to you what Vision Heroes does for the blind people. Let me read a little bit about Chandni. She's doing an amazing job. Chandni is a educator, an anchor, a social activist. She brings people's ideas and inspiration together to make a world a beautiful place. Apart from her education, she has three master's degree, M.Sc, MBA, M.Ed. Professionally, she had worked as an air hostess, later as an educator, then as a news anchor. Her passion of serving the society shifted from her glamorous service industry to the community of visually impaired. Chandni is an artist, a dancer, and an IELTS trainer. And lastly, she's the founder of Chandni Foundation, which serves as a bridge between need and generosity. Please welcome Chandni. So nice to have you here,
Thank you,
Chandni.
Deepshika. Thank you.
You are like multi-talented. You have everything. You've got three master's degrees, and then you're an artist, and now you're doing such a beautiful, noble job. So, tell us a little bit about Louis Braille, and since it's his birthday, let's mark the day with a little story about Louis Braille.
Okay, Deepshika, basically, Louis Braille, he was a student, and in a road accident during childhood days, he lost his eyesight.
All
And
right.
then at that time, we were using a system with which blind students could only read. They could
Okay.
not write. So Louis
Okay.
Braille was discouraged with that system. So he invented a
Okay.
new system that was Braille system, which is basically the dots in the pattern of 3 by 2 cubes or cubicles, which are known as cells, with which a
Okay.
blind student can read also and can write
Hmm.
also. And now
All
it's
right.
used all over the world.
Absolutely. And today is his birthday.
Yeah.
So tell us what, according to you, is the paradigm shift, Chandni?
Paradigm shift basically is a change which makes people change from one mentality to a different mentality to help the
Right.
community or to bring a change somewhere.
Absolutely. So tell us, when did this happen to you? Like, what is your story with the visually impaired and your paradigm shift? Tell us how this all began for you.
Okay. So, Dipshika, I was a Xavierite where we need to, during our curriculum, we need to either take social service or NCC. So, I took
All
both
right.
a social
All
service,
right.
NSS also, and I took NCC also. Now, in
Okay.
social service, I was given this duty of helping a blind student as a reader and writer. And the
Okay.
student was a physiotherapy student. So I
Hmm.
recorded my voice for him. I was writing notes for him. And when I saw that he was continuously listening to what I recorded, that attracted me a lot. And in NCC also, I was taught to serve the nation, to serve the community. And then I switched over as an air hostess, where I learned to serve people with a smile on my face. So that
Right.
again, it has improved my talent again. And then I
Okay.
became an educator. In educator also, as an educator, in my classroom were few of the visually impaired students and children suffering from dyslexia. So there
Okay.
I used to help them.
All
But
right.
that, helping that physiotherapist student, the blind student during my college days had an impact on my mind. So my
Right.
passion was, it gives you some inner peace or inner
Yeah.
satisfaction.
All
So
right.
then I shifted, my passion to serve the community drove me from a glamorous service industry to altogether a non-glamorous community of visually impaired.
Wow, that is so beautiful. And so you said this child was, this visually impaired child was studying to be a physiotherapist.
Yes.
That is amazing. So you had also sent me a message which said that today on Louis Braille's birthday, some X amount of kids, tell us about that, who are sitting for the banking jobs and the other entrance exams. So tell us about that.
There are a few of the students, it's exam time going on where all the
Right,
students are appearing for BA, MA, and different
right,
examinations. And apart
right.
from that, today SBI clerk exam is also there all over
Okay,
India, where
all right.
more than 50 plus blind students are appearing all over India, like in
Okay,
Mumbai, Dehradun, then
okay,
Gujarat, everywhere. So now
okay,
these students, we don't have braille paper checkers. That's the worst
okay,
thing. And though
okay,
we have a huge community of blind students, hardly we come across any of the blind person in our
okay,
society.
okay.
So today, in BA examinations, MA exams, and in banking exams, more than 1,000 plus students are appearing all over India. And for all these
Wow,
students, we have volunteer writers who are helping them,
wow.
who are going to write the papers for them selflessly.
Amazing. That is so beautiful, Chandni. So you had told me about that episode where you were helping this child and the other child's writer didn't show up, and
Yeah.
that child fainted. Tell us about that. That was like, it was so crazy.
Okay. Once I got an opportunity to write exam for a blind student. It was the university paper. The student was a BA student. And when I
Okay.
went to write his paper in the classroom, I found two blind students. One was a student for whom I was writing the paper, and the other student who was still waiting for the writer, whose writer didn't turn up at the end moment. So the student fainted, and that brought a shock, like, to me, like, just because of the writer the student got fainted, he became so much nervous. And
Right.
that day I wrote paper for both the students, and the next day I took my
Oh,
mother along with me as a writer. And
oh,
then
that is
the
so
university,
beautiful.
yes, when the university exams got over, we approached few of the schools, colleges, our neighborhood friends, and took database of all the blind writers and all the blind students of our society or of our
Right,
city.
right,
And in the next university
right.
exams, we approached our families, friends, relatives, neighbors to come forward and to help them as a writer.
That is such a noble thing. That is so beautiful, Chandni. Very, very beautiful. And that's how your Vision Heroes began?
Yes, and now I have a huge community of doctors, engineers, CAs, and advocates,
Okay.
police
All
people,
right.
senior
Okay.
citizens, housewives, students who all are part of these vision heroes, who all they come just on a single message or a phone call. They are there to
Huh.
serve the blind people in their busy schedule where pandemic time is going on, but they are always ready, to spread smiles and happiness under the masks too.
Wow, that is so cool. So tell me the process, Chandni. I want to know, आपने बताया था that Braille is only till the 10th standard. Is that right?
Yes,
Braille books.
yes,
And after that, 11th, 12th,
yes.
graduation, masters, you don't have anything in Braille.
No. See, how often we go to libraries and we all have newspapers at our place coming. How often you have seen newspaper written in Braille? How often you have seen books in the library which are written in
Hmm.
Braille? No. You'll be
Okay.
shocked to know, Dipshika, that India has the biggest, the largest blind population. Out of
Okay.
37 million blind people across the globe, 15 million are just from India. But still,
Oh.
when you go in restaurants, hospitals, banks, do you see Braille menus? Do you see Braille statements? Do you see bills in Braille? No. When we go out for shopping, when we go out for dinner, or when we go out for our office work, how often do you come across blind people? That doesn't mean these
Hmm.
blind people are not
Correct.
there in your society. They are there, but they don't have, the confidence to come out. the rate of rejection
Correct.
is more than the rate of
Okay.
acceptance.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so Braille,
So,
if in case we are talking about Braille, it is there only till school level, like till 10th standard
okay.
or maximum till 12th. And after that,
Okay.
for higher education, these students they get admission in normal colleges where we don't have Braille paper checkers or we don't have people who know Braille. So they have to
Okay.
take all the black and white notes. They have to adopt all the process that is there in their colleges, and then in exams also they get black and white paper. The papers are not in Braille.
Okay.
And for that they are
Then,
dependent on volunteers to come and read papers for them, to come and write papers for them. And then they are getting assignments too. So we
okay.
volunteers, we write their assignments, we do audio recordings also for them, all voluntary work.
Right.
So this is how,
Okay.
it make, if in case a person doesn't know Braille, it makes him or her dependent, and the need for
I
support
don't
also
understand.
increases.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So you are saying that supposing a child gets into say 11th and 12th, supposing it's covered with Braille, so graduation and post graduation, we have absolutely no material in Braille. So these kids are these youth are
Hmm.
dependent on say YouTube videos and audio visuals or on their phone. So probably they will give them voice command and then they'll
Yes.
probably listen to all these things. I mean, you're trying to tell me that they study the
Yes.
entire course without any books. They'll have to do all learning would be audio.
Yes, everything is in audio. We have
Okay.
volunteers who read newspapers for them every morning. If they wakes up early in the morning, we have volunteers who record their voice at 6:30 in the morning. What is there in the newspaper headlines or what is the news there? We have volunteers
Wow.
who record some shloks for them, Gita for them, some
Wow.
artis for them. So we have volunteers.
Oh.
They are totally dependent on audio recordings, not Braille.
Oh, oh my God. So that is like that's like a tedious task for this. And also tell me, so that's where you guys come in. So you have to record all kinds of lectures and all kinds of this, and also give their exams along with the visually impaired. Is that right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
But it all depends on the amount of time that we have. See, if in case a
Right.
volunteer is good in Hindi, English, or any other regional language like Gujarati, Marathi, or
Hmm.
Telugu, etc. So
Hmm.
every time the volunteer keeps on changing. It depends on how much
Okay.
time we have because all the volunteers, most of them are working.
Professionals.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
abhi to like pandemic time is going on. Yes, yeah. So pandemic time is going on. Most of them are doing work from home. Schools,
Hmm.
students, they are not going to schools or colleges. So online
Hmm.
sessions are going on. The volunteers who are good
Hmm.
in few of the languages or in few of the subjects, they are taking online sessions and that too free of cost.
Right, right. That is so beautiful. So I just had a thought, Chandni. So tell me, like you said, there are visually impaired children who are appearing for MBA and for MA and BA and banking sector and also physiotherapists. So there is a quota for reserved in every company or every in clinics and hospitals, so that where the visually impaired can actually go and get employed. Despite of their uh, impairment.
Disability.
Yeah. So there
Actually, we
is.
just have government quota. Yeah, we just have
Okay.
government quota. In private
Okay.
sector, there are no reserved seats at all. And
Okay.
Deepshika, in private sector, the rate of rejection is more because
Hmm.
people they think that blind person cannot lead a normal life. They are not
Okay.
normal, but actually they can lead a normal life, and in fact they are leading a normal life. See,
Right.
problems or challenges are faced by everyone. We all have challenges, we all have problems in our life. The only difference is
Correct.
blind people have a bit more or a lot more.
Right.
So, but they don't
Right.
want
Right.
sympathy from you or from
Okay.
all of us. They want an opportunity, just a small opportunity, at
Right.
least to
Right.
prove them. And
Hmm.
what they are not getting is this opportunity only from the private sector. sectors, like if in case they go in school, they are not given
Hmm.
opportunity because people think a blind person cannot teach someone. So
Yeah.
it is, I'll say that blindness is not in them, it is in our mind. It is not in their
Oh,
eyes, it is there in our mind, where we are not seeing their ability, we are seeing their disability. So our minds are disabled, we need to change ourselves, and we need to make our
oh.
vision a broad one.
Yes, that is so well said, Chandni. I think we'll need to have, like, say, like, just by talking to you, I have so many questions in my mind. I'm sure there are so many people that are completely unaware about the opportunities that are, there or not there. So I think you guys will have to do a lot more, educating people around to be a little more compassionate, a little more kind to the visually impaired. Also, one more thing, Chandni, आपने बोला that out of the entire world blind population of 37 million, did you say? So there is
Yes, yes,
15 million is
37 million
from,
across the globe.
okay, so 15 million are from
From
Indian.
India,
Is
yeah,
there,
15 million.
so is there, yeah, so is there
Yes.
like a particular reason, like uh, what causes this blindness? I mean, it must be not all accidents. It must be also from birth. Is there, do you have any kind of reason for such a big blind population in India?
Yes, Dipshika, most of the time, the kind of diet that we eat, like either deficiency in vitamin A, vitamin C, not caring for our own health, diabetes, and you become
Hmm.
blind because of that. So, most of the time, the kind of diet that you are eating, a bit careless attitude, and
Hmm.
by birth also, most of the students, because parents are not giving proper attention, mothers are not having proper diet, so that
Hmm.
makes it gives birth to a blind child.
Okay. And would you say that, I don't know if you have any statistics which say that these blind people are more in the lower socioeconomic groups or also in the higher stratas? Would you have any kind of data to
No,
prove that?
we
I mean,
have no blinds are there in both. Yeah. No, blinds
okay.
are there in both, in higher sectors
Okay.
also and in lower sectors also. The only difference is the higher sectors, they don't face any problem, any financial problem or any other
Hmm.
problems, much of
Right.
problems,
Right.
because they can afford
Right.
everything. Whereas if we'll talk
Okay.
about lower sectors, the first rejection that these blind students they get is from their family members. Their parents,
Okay.
they feel ashamed that they have given birth to a visually impaired child or a blind kid. So
Sad.
there they
Hmm.
try to, either उनको घर में बंद कर देना in the four walls of the house या उनको घर से बाहर
Hmm.
निकाल देना. And if in case
Oh.
they come out of their house, they have to stay in hostels. And in hostels, like
Okay.
when they are not earning, who will pay for their food, their basic necessities, or their education? So there,
Hmm. Hmm.
we request people, we arrange donors who give raw materials to their hostels or celebrate birthdays at the
Hmm.
hostels of blind students, because most of the time these hostels they don't charge them anything, or they just charge a minimum
Right.
amount of fees. And for
Okay. Okay.
stationaries also, we help them, like giving them the notebooks, giving them the free of cost CDs, audio recordings, or pens, etc. So most
Hmm.
of the time,
Okay.
the volunteers or the
Okay.
donors help them.
Okay. So basically, Chandni, your Vision Heroes or Chandni Foundation, do you accept donations also for the visually impaired?
Yeah, we do accept donations. We request people most of the time, these blind students, when they want to study higher education like B.Ed courses or BBA or other courses, the course fee is quite high. So we request donors come forward, and the donation directly goes to the college account,
All right.
because
Okay.
we avoid taking monetary help. We tell them, if in case you wish to help, we prefer helping them by giving the raw materials, by giving them the stationery, or if in case you wish to help them monetarily, directly the amount goes to the college
Colleges.
accounts.
Okay. All right. So we could
Yes,
probably put your details down in the video once we end this live so that people can reach out to you guys and, can
yes.
probably, uh, reach out with any kind of help, either with volunteering or with the monetary help. So, Anandani Bhagchan says, God bless you, and Jai Julelal from Sindhu Gaurav Foundation. So, you're doing a brilliant job, so you have some admirers. That is so beautiful. And so
Thank
tell us more. Do you have any uh, episodes where your it like heartwarming episodes where you actually saw these people? I mean, you guys came across any kind of visually impaired child who you helped and who they're doing super well in their lives today or something like that. I mean, do you have any episodes, some kind of victory stories to tell us? That'll be so sweet.
I remember 5 years back, a volunteer of mine who is a senior citizen, she wrote paper, the Hindi paper for a blind student. And the blind student
Uh-huh.
scored above 80 percentage. And he also scored a scholarship. He was awarded with a scholarship. So that
Wow.
brought happiness on the volunteer face also and on the student's face also. Because, if they come out with flying colors, it brings happiness to all of us. And then
So beautiful.
when these students, they are given opportunities, yeah, when these students, they are given opportunities as a telecaller or as a data entry operator in multinational companies, then also it
Hmm.
brings smiles at our faces. I have few of the volunteers who are working with Vodafone, and now,
Okay.
which is now shifted as VI, Vodafone and Idea together. So they are
Hmm.
working as
Hmm.
a call center executives in few of the call
Hmm.
centers. And there are few of the candidates who are working as a liftman with quite nice corporate groups.
Okay.
There is a blind girl who is working with Pantaloon. So
How
it brings,
nice.
encouragement to us also. It
Right.
motivates all of us.
Right. That is such a beautiful this. So, tell us more about your life. I mean, you have gone from studying so much. So you said you were a special educator. So, you were educating all kinds of children with disabilities. How did you get into that?
I did my MSc in physics along with the air hostess job. So after
Okay.
serving nine
Wow.
years in an international airline, my parents told me
Huh.
to switch over to education field because I was educated. And
Okay.
since nowadays in education system, you cannot discriminate between a normal child or a dyslexia child or a visually impaired student. All are given equal importance. So in
Okay.
my class, everybody was there. But then
Mm-hmm.
I need to focus as a class teacher or as a mother teacher of a class. I used to focus on few of the students who were weak, who were visually impaired, who were dyslexia, suffering from dyslexia. So
Okay.
that's it. So that is my journey. Yeah.
That is so beautiful, Chandni. That is so beautiful. So, what is the difference between, being an air hostess and now being in service of the visually impaired and so many other things? What is the difference do you feel uh, in your life today?
Okay. As an air hostess, you are asked to serve.
I think you turned around.
You are getting
Yeah,
no. Yeah. As an air hostess, you are paid for the service that you are giving to someone. There, whether you are happy or you are sad, you need to serve with a plastic smile every time because you are paid for that.
right.
Whereas when you are working with the visually impaired, you need to have, you should be kind enough. You need to treat them because these blind students or visually impaired people, they're very sensitive. So, and
Yeah,
here you are working selflessly. and that is bringing
Right.
inner happiness. It makes you contented.
Yeah. So nice. Absolutely. Just yesterday we were, not yesterday, on Saturday we were with a group which is called Karke Dekho Acha Lagta Hai. So which was, I was telling them you're selflessly selfish, like you said, it just feels so good, serving people. Also, Chandni, tell us
Right,
about, yeah, so आपने बोला you're a social activist. So what are the other causes that you
right.
have gone ahead and fought for, or done service for?
We work. I used to have long hair, and now I have short hair because I donated all my hair. I became bald, and I donated my hair for cancer kids. So,
Wow.
because hair is something, we all females are very possessive about. We even don't go for trimming most of the time. But,
Right.
and when you see a bald child or a bald girl, it turns your
Right.
head. So, we
Right.
have this concept of bald is beautiful. Being a news anchor, when I had shaved my hair, most of the calls I received from my relatives that your health is fine, na? You are okay, na? Because they thought that
Oh.
I'm suffering from cancer. So,
Oh my God.
so that was the
Okay.
mentality which I wanted to change. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I work with cancer kids also. I inspire or I request because there you need to have hair donation of minimum 12 inches of length. So then
Okay.
they are left
Okay.
out just to request girls or females because we have long hair. Boys, they hardly have long hair of 12 inches of length. So I work with
Right.
cancer
Right.
kids. I request females and girls to donate their hair for cancer kids. And I work
Okay.
for eradicating hunger also. Generally ऐसा
Okay.
होता है हमारे घरों में कई बार guests आने चाहते हैं but they don't come, so the food that we have prepared वो waste हो जाता है
Hmm.
and we don't know where to utilize it. Whether to give it
Right.
to maids, they'll accept it or they won't, we don't know. So we collect
Right.
freshly cooked leftover food from hotels, restaurants, marriage functions, homes, neighborhoods, and we distribute amongst the needy. So I'm fighting
Wow.
for eradicating hunger, that nobody should sleep hungry in my country or in my society.
Oh,
I work with
that is so
cancer
good.
kids also and with these blind kids also.
That is so beautiful, Chandni. You're like such a noble soul, and you're doing such a great job with all of this. So, I request everybody that is joining us from the Chandni Foundation or the Vision Heroes, please follow our page, theparadigmshift.com. We bring to you beautiful content and beautiful people like Chandni Nebhnani, who would work for the betterment of themselves and their society and the people around them, and make a difference in the world today. And everybody that is joining us from the paradigm shift, please follow Chandni Nebhnani, her Vision Heroes, her Chandni Foundation, because if we have more volunteers for their Vision Heroes, that'll mean so much more to these visually impaired people. Like how Chandni said, that child actually fainted when their writer didn't come, the volunteer writer didn't come. So that would be such a stressful moment for them. Chandni, any last words? There is somebody who's Anandani, who's asking you to give a message in Sindhi. So that'll be sweet.
Oh, uh, in Sindhi,
You can say something. You can
जय
say something in
झूलेलाल,
Sindhi.
मुझे सिंधी भावरनि जे लाइ यस या जय झूलेलाल, मां तव्हां सभिनीनि खे रिक्वेस्ट कंदमि कि अॻियां अचो ऐं ब्लाइंड ॿारनि जी मदद कयो. So thanks to everybody. And actually, Dipshika, the credit goes to you too, because you are, spreading our words and making people aware about our campaign. Not only our campaign, but whosoever is doing good work. करके देखो अच्छा लगता है. Neerav sir, the gynec doctor that was there a few days back.
Vidya
So
Shakti.
everybody
Yeah.
are like Wow. So the credit goes to each one of you because they are serving the society
Right.
intentionally, unintentionally, directly, indirectly. So you people, you generous people are our pillars. And just on a phone call and a message, people they come all over India. I have hardly seen 10 or 15 vision heroes. I've hardly met. And with everybody, we just speak on phone. And students also, more than 800 plus papers I've written for the students. And I know more than
Wow.
3,000 plus students. I've not seen them.
Wow.
So I just
Wow.
thank all the vision heroes who just, believe on us, trust on us, and just on a single message you are coming. I would say I'm facing some obstacle with the blind students too. Most of the time, they don't study and they think everybody is regimented because the professional writers are coming. They'll, make them clear their examinations. So, as a writer, if
You're
in
right.
case you are going and helping them and you are giving them sympathy, don't do that because you are making them dependent instead of making them independent. So, let them face the challenges, be a support system, be a pillar to them, and see their ability, not their disability, because they have a very good sixth sense. They'll just recognize you with your perfume that you are using, with your voice, and with your touch. So just give them the ability, give them the opportunity to work with you.
Wow, that is so beautiful. Any other obstacles that you guys faced during this? I'm sorry I didn't ask you this. This is like one of the questions that I normally do with the paradigm shift. So, any other obstacles that you guys faced during this when you have to help
Uh,
the visually impaired?
uh, Most of the time, the writers they promise that they'll come, and then at the end moment, they neither give a call back nor they inform us. They just switch off their phone. So, if in case you are promising
Oh,
something, just be on your words. Otherwise, just inform us so that at least a blind student doesn't have to suffer. Secondly,
right,
if in case people are working in different groups, I request them make a team because a team effort is always better than if in case you are
right,
working alone. Together, we are
right,
working in like at the end, everyone's motto is to help the blind student. So come
right,
together, join hands together.
right. That is so beautiful. So, any last words, Chandni? We have said a lot of things which are so beautiful, but any last messages for all our viewers? So, let's hear it from you so then we can wrap it up.
गिव योर आईसाइट फॉर अ टाइम बीइंग उनके अंधेरे के अंदर थोड़ी सी रोशनी की किरण तो हम सब बन सकते हैं so give your time give your we all are educated so give your skills give your time and come forward help them be a vision hero.
Wow, that is so beautiful. I had goosebumps all over me. Like even yesterday when I was talking to you and you were talking about that child, I had goosebumps all over and they just stayed. I mean, this is such a beautiful, heartwarming story. God bless you, Chandni. You guys are doing all a fabulous job. And thank you to all the Vision Heroes and the Chandni Foundation. Everybody who is watching this, please, all they need is a little bit of your time to make a visually impaired person successful in their lives. Thank you so much, Chandni. Thank you everybody that's joined in. um, Doing a great job. Keep up the good work, Chandni. Well
Thank
done,
you.
Deepshikha. Jai Jai. Very nice, beta. I think that's Nebnani Suresh. That must be your dad. Because dads
Yes,
and
yes.
moms, they also, right? So thank you
Yes,
so
yeah.
much. I'm from
Thank
Lajima.
you.
Right. Thank you, Chandni. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Thank you,
Such a
Dipshika.
beautiful comment. Thank you. Bye.